Hi, I'm Greg Bryce, a product manager at GoFormz. In this video, I'm covering Show Nearby Results, the second of 3 new GPS and location capabilities we've built into the platform. This one lives in the template builder, so it does require a quick admin setup, but once it's configured, your field users will see the difference immediately every time they open a database field on mobile. I'll walk you through the setup, and then I'll show you what it looks like on the device itself. Okay, Show Nearby Results. This one is about solving a real frustration. You've got a database field in a form, it's pulling from a list of assets, job sites, work orders, whatever it might be, and the field user has to scroll through hundreds of rows to find the right one. Or worse, they pick the wrong one because they're on a small screen in the field and all the names look similar. What Share Nearby Results does is use the device's GPS to figure out where the field user is and then surface whatever's closest to them at the top of the list. The nearest asset, the nearest job site, the nearest work order, it comes up first with the distance shown. Let me walk you through how to set this up. You want to start by going to the data source itself. I have this data source called Locations that has all the different key locations around our San Diego office. In this data source, you'll see downtown, GoFormz, Petco Park, the Rady Shell, and so on and so forth. You'll also notice that I've added 2 columns to this data source. One of them is called lat and the other is called long. For Show Nearby Results to function, you need to have a separate latitude and a separate longitude columns added to your data source. This is very straightforward with the ability to upload a new data source or amend an existing one with those new values. Once you have the latitude and longitude on your data source, you need to also make sure that this data source is configured for offline mode. Navigate over to that data source. On this page, you'll see that you can make sure offline mode is toggled. And then the final piece that happens within the data source is you need to click on the Actions menu to map the Nearby Results latitude and longitude columns. Here you will choose the correct column in your data source that maps to the latitude and then also the correct column in your data source that maps to the longitude. Once that is saved, you are ready to use this within the template. Navigate back to the template that you are working with, and when you click onto a database field, you'll be able to see a new Show Nearby Results toggle. Assuming that you did all the previous steps, this will be disabled, but it'll allow you to enable it because it has checked the latitude, the longitude, and that offline mode is enabled. So once this is all set up, you are ready to go with the new mobile experience, and I'll show you what that looks like now. So coming over to my mobile app here, I have my data source on the top for worksite. And then I have a bunch of other columns that are related to that first selection. So if I go ahead and I click onto there, you'll see a new data source window that has the nearby tab and then also some device location information. So what we're showing on the top is your current location where the device is. We're giving an accuracy as well. You can always refresh by tapping anywhere in the green to get a better accuracy. Maybe there is some obstruction and you need to get better accuracy. You can refresh as many times as you need. And then in the section below that, you'll see there's nearby and alphabetical. The nearby list is sorted by distance based on the device location. It'll show you those keys from the database and allow you to also see the distance and the actual coordinates themselves. So what I'm going to do is scroll through some of these and, I'm going to choose the San Diego Convention Center. That looks like that's the 3rd closest option based on where my device is. So once you choose that, it works just like a normal database field where every other field that has a default value calculation set to it will populate once you choose an option. So that's the new Nearby Results tabbed experience within the mobile app. We're really excited for the impact that we know this will have on your field teams when it comes to data quality and so on and so forth. So a couple things to end with. The data source needs to have those latitude and longitude columns for every row that you want surfaced within that nearby tab. This will work fully offline if the data source is properly synced. And one final thing on that is data distance that is displayed will always be based on the device location. It's important to keep an eye on that accuracy measurement just to make sure that your device has a good GPS lock. So to close, what this really solves for you is data accuracy at the point of capture. When a field technician has to scroll through a long list of assets manually, wrong entries happen, especially on mobile and especially at the end of a long day on site. And a wrong asset ID in a work order creates a ripple, incorrect maintenance history, billing on the wrong account, compliance gaps in your asset records. Show nearby results eliminates the scrolling and reduces that error risk by putting the most likely correct answer at the top of the list. For any operation where your crews are moving between assets, job sites, or work orders across a geographic area, this is one of the lowest effort configuration changes you can make with one of the highest payoffs in day-to-day accuracy. Thank you so much.